Hi everyone. In this section, we will learn about the interface of Photoshop. We will see how we can utilize the maximum work area with the monitor. There are lots of different panels and options in Photoshop to work superiorly with graphics. In today's era of increasing demand for good graphics, we have high resolution photos and images to work with. The bigger monitor you have, the more precisely you can edit the images in Photoshop. But if you have less resolution monitor than 1920 by 1080 pixels, you might feel a little congested, as we have lots of panels and lots of tools to handle at the same time. But don't worry. Photoshop panels are very easy to manage. You can hide the unwanted panels, shrink the panels to increase the work area, or merge multiple panels to set the sequence of your choice. Also, you can hide all the existing panels to concentrate on work and again bring them back on screen when needed with a single button on the keyboard. Go to Windows menu. You can see how many panels are there in Photoshop. We will not need all the panels every time, but if we turn on all the panels, we have a very limited area to work on screen. If you observe the panels, you will see all the panels are distributed in columns, and each column has a small icon of two arrows on the top right of each column. Pressing these arrows will collapse and open the panels inside that column. Now each panel is converted into an icon. If you click on the icon, the particular panel will open. The panel will be closed again on re-clicking the panel icon. After collapsing all the panels, you will see there are blank spaces at the bottom of each column. We can easily move the panels from one column to another column. You just have to click and drag the icon from one column to another column. You can either create a new column or just merge to the existing column. The blue line indicates what will happen if you drag the icon and will be snapped to a new column or existing column. After collapsing all the panels, the work area is now visible properly. Among these all panels, some panels are needed very often, but some of them are not needed frequently. We can choose which panels we want to show and hide the unwanted panels by clicking on Close option from Panel menu. Don't worry about the hidden panels, as we can again show it from the Windows menu. You can separate the panel icon independently without adding to any column. This way the panel will float around the work area. And you can open and close it by clicking on the top left arrow icon or on the icon itself. So if you have a space problem for the work area on your screen, this is also a good option to manage the panels. You can group the panels you want and make that group floating around the work area. If you drag an icon on another icon, that will create a group of panels. You can see small black lines at the top of the group. You can move the entire group by clicking and dragging on that icon. Either you can keep it floating or snap it to the left or right side of the work area. Now if you open a panel from the group, you will observe what the panel group is. Among the group, only one panel is visible and the others will be hidden under the visible panel. But all the individual panels are visible within that column. The purpose of making a group is again saving the work area. We should group the panels by category so that it's easy to work. For example, if we group the character and paragraph panel, it would become easy to handle all text properties by opening a single panel group. You can always group the panels of your choice that make your working experience smooth. On the left side of the screen, we have a Tools panel. You can also make that panel to be visible in one column or two columns by pressing the top left arrow icon. Also, you can make the Tools panel float if you want to. As Photoshop is a versatile tool for editing photos, color correction in images, making a collage of images, or creating an animation to make an animated GIF. You will need different panels for different work. So every time hiding and showing panels manually, depending on what you want, is a bit difficult task. Photoshop can store which panels you used last time you edited the photos or which panels you require for color correction. Photoshop can save your workspace, which panels you want to show during specific work. By default, Photoshop has suggested some of the workspaces, but you can also save your own workspace for your specific work. Just go to Windows, Workspace, and New Workspace. You can give a name like My Selected Panels, for example, or let's say Photo Editing, or any other name you want. I have already created different workspaces for my work. You can manage the workspaces from the Windows Workspaces menu. You can add a new workspace, delete the unwanted workspaces, or reset the workspace to its original when it was created for the first time. You can also lock your current workspace so that all the panels are fixed to its current position, and we cannot move it to another column or other group.